Hi, everyone. I'm here. I'm still alive. Um, hopefully this isn't my camera. Just 1 second. 1 second. Is that better? Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm not an updated version right now. Um, yeah, there we go. So welcome everybody. So sorry. I've been AOL. I think that's it, AOL. Um, anyways, out of action for a while. I've been working 7 days a week, 12-hour days, open to close, and trying to get staff into the store. And there's just a lot of little hiccups everywhere, which is fine, whatever. But it's really giving me a chance to look at and reevaluate a lot of things in my own life. And I think the biggest one, especially with the energies that are around, especially, we have the Pluto and Aquarius one, and Pluto's going to be going retrograde in May. And this is really with the eclipse that just happened. And Mercury's retrograde. And this is not a bad Mercury retrograde, but this is what I love about this one in Taurus. It's getting you to really look at and really reevaluate the importance of things in your life and what is important. And for me, it is one, it's part of my spiritual life, part of showing up spiritually, and how I can do that. How can I really create more of a spiritual presence, not only in my life, but just within my own being. And it's not necessarily wearing the crystals, and I feel like that's the old hat. I think it's really walking the talk. And as you're walking the talk, really allowing yourself to show up, um, being the truth of that spiritual person that you are, and that's where the energy is. It's where you really have to show that you're doing the work. It's not just I go to yoga classes and I stretch, but it's like, no, it's embodying what it is that you're doing. And I think, and I feel like this is where a lot of the energy, this is where it's at. This is what it's going on. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to wear this hat right now just because it looks good, but this is where I'm wearing this hat because this is what, it's a part of me. This is what I'm embodying fully and totally, and not ignoring. And I feel that many of us, either because of life around us, that we've been feeling burnt out, or we've been feeling just overwhelmed with things, that it's coming to a time that we are having to really step into the energies and really step into the truth of who we are, and leave the excuses behind. We've had many teachers in the past who've come in and who's told us this, and who's showing us that, yeah, this is where we have to be. This is what we have to be doing, and showing us a good skill pattern. Like, many of us have great tools in our toolkit, but are we utilizing them within our daily practice, or are we becoming the spectators within the world around us? And it's not the time to be the spectator. It's not the time to be the director. It's a time to be in the movie. It's time to be a part of it. Be that creator, be that of who you are. And we're seeing that because even with Pluto, that will be going retrograde in May, it's like it's in Aquarius, but we still have the Capricorn energy that we have to deal with. We still have this muggle world that we have to deal with before so putting things back into order. And we're seeing how crazy, when it comes to the mundane world, when it comes to the money factors, when it's coming to the changes that are happening. I mean, we are now we're witnessing the fall of an empire. This is, this I talked about this years ago. Like, I remember just mentioning it, um, when I was first married and stuff. That's a long time ago. Um, and just talking about the fall of an empire and that there's gonna be a fall of the empire. And of course, I was very young and not fully embodying the truth of who I am at that time, and wanting to embody the life of being a wife and wanting to have a baby and all of that. But there is also this sense within me that I really knew that great dramatic changes were going to be happening within the world. And my children are going to be seeing that within their lifetime, and their children will be seeing these dramatic changes, crazier than what my parents had witnessed. Um, Thinking of my father being born in 1919, he had no electricity. He had no indoor plumbing, that was just sort of coming into being, right? So that was, ooh, my husband made me brekkie. Look at this. I got breakfast this morning. So that was just coming into being, and even cars and everything else. Um, I mean, his mother crossed the Atlantic on a steamboat. I mean, there were no planes or anything like that. We are going to be witnessing even greater changes. Like, that was sort of like where people were wanting to build something. Yes, they went through the Great Depression and Prohibition and things like that. We're going to be witnessing things like that very similar, but it's going to be on a heightened scale. It's going to be um, more than what it was then. And this, in saying that, this is really giving us this opportunity, this chance of how am I going to create within this newness? How am I going to step forward within the dramatic craziness that is happening, that we're seeing? I mean, we're seeing looting happening in Walmarts all across the United States. We are starting to see their dollar is going to be by the end of this year. Their dollar is going to drop. Something's going to happen with Biden. He's going to disappear in some way, because there's just too much energy that's coming in that is creating a newness, that is wanting to push in this new energy, this new form. And even within, they're going to be finding the glitches within AI. Like, I feel like that mothership that was spotted um out in our solar system, that was there, was actually sort of um the mother of the AI, of the computers. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like there is something there, and I know the Leo King had talked about that in length too, and I was feeling the same way. I just love it when you get confirmation from other people. So there is this energy that's coming in, that there's a foreign part that wants to say, look over here, take over, just go with the flow, just go with this. But it's not about going with the flow. It's not faking it until you're making it. It's doing it and saying, I'm doing it, and I may make mistakes, and that is okay. And in making those mistakes is going to allow me to grow and be the truth of who I am, and not be afraid of it. Not be afraid of that truth, that being of who you are. Because when you're in that truth of being of who you are, it is allowing for you to have that inner strength. And you're going to find that the powers of especially Archangel Michael coming through. Archangel Michael is extremely strong right now, and his star is really coming in with this new energy of saying, I am the protector, I am the leader of God's army. So come and believe, and come and trust in me, and ask me for guidance, because this energy of the angels are there for us and helping us to guide us. And as we are transitioning, as we are moving through all of this craziness and watching the fall of an empire, I mean, that's exactly what the United States, they went and they conquered, same way England did, Portugal, all of those other countries. But I mean, it just wasn't in the same way. It was in the new, in a new way. I mean, going into the Middle East, going into Syria, taking their oil, all of that. I mean, other countries have done it before, but of course it was America, and we didn't want to, look at it that way, because everybody looks at it as, "Ooh, look at them. They're so shiny and bright." But this is where it's this newness, this standing up, this new creativity, this new light that's coming in that is allowing us to create new communities, to create new connections. And I feel like this is really the opportunity to do it. This isn't the opportunity to go with that flow, go with that. I think everything that was trying to teach us is that you have to not go with that, to be that unique individual you are, that is very much Aquarius, with Pluto in Aquarius. And we're going to be seeing it more so next year when Pluto is like fully into Aquarius. We are going to feel the dynamic changes of that humanity and our uniqueness, and coming into that greatness and creativity that is humanity. That is what that of the divine, of God, the goddesses created. They created man. They created man in his own likeness. And along with that, brought forth the woman. Now, however you want to believe that, that's up to you. But there is this energy that we have come from the gods. We are the gods. We are the creators. So why would we as gods, why would we be as creators wanting to give that away, wanting to give that power away? And this is a time of harvesting, of bringing forth the truth of who we are and allowing ourselves to shine bright, and not distinguishing or letting that flame go. And sometimes it's scary because you have to stand up against the evil. You have to stand up against, that of what people think is normal. And we have soldiers out there right now that are exposing so much of the evil that's out there, exposing it and showing you what is truly happening. And then we're seeing others, that are coming forth, that are saying, we need to make dramatic changes in the world. And in making those dramatic changes, we need to stand forth of the truth of who we are as humanity, and not divert ourselves in a way that disfigures us and dismantles us as humans, and allow ourselves to come into that brightness of the truth of who we are. And that is part of the dramatic changes that are coming forth, and staying in that light and focusing within that light. And that's why we have our guardian angels, asking our guardian angels each day. We all have guardian angels. We all have access to the angels, and we all have access to the divine. So coming into that force and that energy is what's going to bring forth the transformation within our own lives. It's work. It's work. And as we're watching the fall of things around us, and we're just like, okay, out of the dismantlement will come greatness, and the greatness is us. Have a fabulous weekend. I'm going to eat my breakfast, and I hope you all have a great weekend. I love you all. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all you do. Be that positive influence within yourself and within the world around you. Be fucking awesome. I love you all, and have a great one. And hopefully we'll see you guys all soon. Bye-bye.